We have a 2011 Chevy Silverado. We're going to go through the steps in replacing the fuel pump. We'll start by bleeding the pressure off the system using our pressure relief valve on our gauge. Be sure and capture the fuel into a safe container. Before beginning any repair, disconnect the negative battery cable. In order to do a proper fuel pump replacement, we need to clean the inside of the tank, and that will require the removal of the tank. In front of the left rear wheel well, disconnect the fuel vent line and filler tube. At the front of the tank, disconnect the emissions line and fuel line. Be sure and capture any residual fuel into a safe container. Remove the tank shield. With the fuel tank properly supported, disconnect the tank strap. Remove the tank straps and partially lower the tank. As you lower the tank, work the fuel filler hose and vent line over the top of the frame. Remove the safety retainer and disconnect the electrical connections. And remove the tank from the vehicle. It's a good idea to clean the outside of the tank before removing the module assembly. This will keep any excessive debris from getting in the tank. Disconnect the two emissions lines and fuel line. To remove the fuel line, you'll be required to use a 3/8 disconnect tool. Using a non-ferrous brass punch, turn the locking ring counterclockwise. Be sure and inspect it, making sure it's not damaged in any way that would hinder its reuse. As you remove the module assembly from the tank, keep in mind there's a reservoir that holds residual fuel. Be sure and capture this into a safe container. You'll be required to remove the old sending unit assembly and install a new module assembly. At this point, we need to drain the remaining fuel into a safe container and clean the inside of the tank. Having a clean environment for the fuel pump to operate in will extend the life of the pump. With the inside of the tank thoroughly cleaned, we're ready to install the new Airtex module assembly. Place the tank seal in its location in the top of the tank. Install the sending unit onto the new module assembly and connect the electrical connection. As you lower the module assembly into place, align the locating tab with the hash marks on top of the tank. With the module fully seated in the tank, install the locking ring turning it clockwise. Make sure that the locking ring is fully seated into the retainers. Reconnect the two emissions lines and fuel line. As you raise the tank into the vehicle, you'll have to work the fuel filler hose and vent line over the top of the frame. With the fuel tank in this position, reconnect the electrical connections and install the safety retainer. Fully raise the tank into position, install the tank strap, and reinstall the tank shield. Connect the fuel line and emissions line. Reconnect the fuel filler hose and vent line. With the repair complete, reattach the negative battery cable. Cycle a key 2 to 3 times in order to charge the system. Start the vehicle and monitor fuel pressure, making sure it's within vehicle specifications. Now before we remove our pressure gauge, we'll shut the vehicle off and bleed the pressure using our pressure gauge, making sure to capture any fuel into a safe container.